Welcome to CCM Magazine, and welcome to the CCM Pop Culture and Oddities Archive. But we couldn't start this new series off when I think about oddities. Who could join us? And that is our friend Steve Taylor, who's also here to talk about his new movie. I'm excited to talk about that. But Steve, this is a new addition to our collection here, and I think I need to do the honors. All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Ready for this? Yep. There we go. Look at that. That is the head of Steve Taylor on display. Now, Steve, I want you to explain to me what we're looking at here, because a few months ago I reached out and said we were putting together a Christian music archive, but not necessarily Christian music exclusively, pop culture, because there's some people that are putting together a museum, good friends of ours, and I was like, what's not going to make the cut? What's not going to make the cut that has to still be archived? And this is one of those pieces.
You know, Logan, you were the only person who would have been asking for the head. The other museum wanted the suit, but
I wanted the head. Because,
look,
I remember this, so I want people to understand, because when I reached out, you still have any of the heads? Because weirdly, there's not a lot of footage of this. Right. Of all the things that you've done that's on camera almost entirely, I have such a vivid memory of going to your show and a mannequin of you rolling out or being out there, and then this just would
blow off at the end of the show, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you would typically land on stage, but sometimes it would land in the audience, and then some roadie would have to go see if they could get the head back.
And like the only footage I was able to find of this was at Cornerstone, where it doesn't go right. Like someone has to walk up behind it and it's like,
oh wow,
and then it shoots off.
Yes.
So it doesn't exist very often, but it's such an incredible likeness of you in a. I've had it behind my desk for the last few months, and when people walk by, they get terrified of it. Yeah. How's your family feel about this?
My family is really glad to have at least one of them gone. Yeah. But we still have one.
Yeah, there's backup.
Yeah.
Mark Townsend, I was talking to him about it, and he was like, oh, I remember Steve's wife hated that thing. She hated it.
And my daughter hated it even more.
Yeah, I asked you, I go, just tell them whenever they need it back. You're like, I think I'm good.
They're good. You're good. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be brand new in our collection, so this will be forever preserved.
I'm deeply touched.
Yeah, so...
And I would like to apologize to the kids in the audience.
No, It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I feel like we're on QVC right now. We're like, look at this, look at this. Like, do I need to part the hair? How are we looking? I mean, it's on... I mean, let's just talk for a second before we get to the movie.
Okay.
From an art point of view, though, I don't know who made this or who did it, because it is, especially for the time, a shocking resemblance. I mean, I'm not joking. Like, this is me being serious. It looks like your head is sitting here.
It's essentially a death mask. It was, I was covered in plaster or whatever it was, and I had some straws coming out of my nose, I think, and just couldn't move for a couple hours. And, he did this beautiful job with real artificial hair. And, the one I've got, the nose is falling off, so I gave you the better version.
I think there's three, right? So I have this one, you have that one, and then who has the third?
The third one is John Mark Painter has it in his studio.
Yeah, so we're in good company. Yeah. All right, well, speaking of oddities and things that are a little different here, I did want to talk about the movie.
Oh, nice.
So Sketch is out. Look, I've been part of this journey a little bit, and I've had this conversation with you, I feel like, for multiple years, and I think this is a story for people who are getting into film to understand what this process can be like, because you got a stacked cast, you have a beautiful movie, and it still was years in the making. So give us a little bit of how does it feel now that this is out for everyone to see?
It's a big relief. It's Seth Worley, the writer-director, has been a longtime friend, and I've collaborated with him since he was a teenager. So he showed a lot of promise early on, but he sent me the first draft of the first act of the script 8 years ago. And I thought it was great. Even back then, he kept me informed as to how it was going. He moved out to Hollywood with his family to try to get the movie made. He met Tony Hale. I think he might have even met him at church.
Hey!
Tony, of course, is the
Buster Bluth.
And Gary and Arrested Veep, and a fantastic guy. Tony helped him kind of develop the character of the dad in the movie. Mm-hmm. And then they got involved with some big producers who took it out to studios, and nobody wanted to make it. So eventually Seth moved his family back to Nashville, and I think he was pretty disappointed. And I met him around 3 years ago just to catch up with him. Asked him what was going on with Sketch. He said, it's dead. I was like, what? He said, no, nobody wants to make it. I said, well, give me the script. And I read the latest version. It was even better. And I got back and said, we can make this movie. We got to be scrappy. We got to shoot it here in Nashville. And you can use the crew that you use for your commercials and short films. But we got to do this. And we were able to get the money together. And shout out to John Irwin, who came in with the money and believed in the project from the beginning. And 3 years later, here we are.
I mean, it is such a testament that you guys were able to push forward, because the idea of a project being dead is very common. You know, I mean, how many movies or shows have we all been in development and they get stuck, and then eventually you do have to just be like, I'm moving on, because this will torment me for the rest of my life if I don't. But you're able to push forward and get this done. And now, well, you took it to Toronto. You took it, right? First?
Yes, it premiered at Toronto International Film Festival last September and got a fantastic response. And based on that, we thought it was going to be easy to get a distributor. And that turned out to not be the case. And then I gave Angel a call, and got to give a shout out to Angel. They've been fantastic. They're taking it out wide. And
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's opening this week when we're doing this, 2,000 screens. And you do have to give it to Angel for doing that, because it's also not a movie. When I think Steve Taylor, and I think of all of these sort of, you know, Christian kind of elements that are involved in it, even like I said, Tony Hale, these people that we know have strong kind of faith backgrounds. And then you have Angel Studios, right. But then you see Sketch, and it is not really what you're expecting. When you see the Angel Studios brand, my first jump to is not this movie, even knowing you, and knowing who all was involved. When I went to the premiere screening you guys did here, it still was like, I good for Angel,
right? Because
this does not feel, somewhat in a good way, it didn't feel like on brand in some ways.
Yes, yeah, no, they've been great. I think they saw it as a way. Angel would eventually, their goal is to become sort of like what Disney used to be, and they saw this movie and felt like this was where they wanted to be going in the future as well. So they couldn't have been better partners.
And it's a great movie if you have, I'd say, like tweens and teens. Yeah. Like I took my 12-year-old son; he's about to turn 13. I feel like that was the perfect age. My daughters are a little younger. Some of our friends at Angel said, you may want to wait.
Right.
You may want to wait. You may not want to take your 9-year-old, maybe if they're sensitive to anything, because it is, number one, a visual marvel in terms of some of the effects, and the special effects are done, but it's also a very heavy subject matter.
Right, yes.
But a subject matter as parents, we have to kind of all somewhat deal with on different levels.
Right, yes. Yeah, the story starts off with Amber, who's 10 years old, and we can tell that she's troubled, and it's because we found out that her mother has died 6 months earlier, and her dad is concerned, so he takes her to a counselor, and the counselor finds out Amber likes to draw, so she gives her a sketchbook and says, put all your feelings in this sketchbook, and Amber goes to town and starts drawing all these comically horrific monsters, which are representing all the angst that she's been feeling.
I mean, come on, how bad can it be, you know? Wow. All right.
And then, of course, they come alive.
Somehow they come alive. And it's filled with a lot of fun pop culture references. It's filled with, I know that Seth is big, like me, a big Power Ranger fan. So there's some Ranger references in there. There's a lot of things in it for people who grew up in my generation. But in general, it's got a great heart. And again, it's unexpected. I don't want people to go in thinking they're getting, the next big Christian fun movie. Even though you're here talking about it on CCM, it's Steve Taylor and it's Angel Studios. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that, just so you know, it's a very different movie, because it's this movie with giant, cartoonish, but sometimes pretty scary monsters.
Yes.
But again, the story itself and the cast is wildly great in this movie. Like I said, Tony Hale. If you're a fan of like The Good Place, Janet, The Good Place, plays a great character in it as well. And the kids in it also really are shockingly good. Man, I'm just excited for you to be able to do this as well, because I know filmmaking has been really your passion since the beginning.
It has, yeah.
I mean, that's, people think of the CCM covers and they think of maybe this head from Squint and all that. And though that was an incredible part of your career and something that I talked to you about too much in your producing career, I know that your background is filmmaking. That was the passion to begin with.
Yeah, that's right.
So to have that be able to still be a part of your life, not just there, and also the involvement with Lipscomb, with the university and everything that they've contributed to not only your career, but now to even this movie.
Yes, no, it's been a blessing to have the university that I work with in their cinematic arts program be so supportive, and we got to use a lot of grads and current students even on making Sketch. So
which is always good to have that, which again, you get people together who can, like you said, you can get scrappy.
It's kind of addictive. The producing side is I tell people it's filmmaking minus all the fun parts. But I would like to get back to directing, but this has been a pretty great journey too.
I love we're still we were dressing the head.
I
think you're like,
right
like this is the movie. So this was for Squint though, right?
This was for the Squint tour, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So that being said, I know you just performed with Russ Taff and you're still doing some things. Is there a future for Steve Taylor music? Or is that...
Yes, there may be some touring next year, so it's possible. We're working on
back into it a little
something.
bit?
Yes,
all right, good.
We'll see.
As I think, well, if we're going to do another cover story, because you've been on so many, I think we got to do it.
It would be a pleasure.
All right, well, let's just do the promo part here right now. Angel Studios released it. It's in 2,000 plus screens right now. And if you're watching this 6 months from now, make sure you can go stream it if you're later on. But if you're watching this when we released it, it is out today. This is congratulations, because this is an unbelievable accomplishment for anyone, for any filmmaker to have such a wide release and get tickets and go support this kind of movie.
Yes, it's highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. It was at 100% until yesterday when some Grinch dropped a...
There's always got to be the one person. Because they want that. Remember that happened with The Dark Knight? There was the one person who was I wanted to be the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to be that one person. So don't worry about it.
But it's I think you can go on angel.com and even buy pre-release tickets now. So hope you all go see it.
We'll put in all the links, and thanks to Lori and everybody at Angel who's been so good to us too. If you want to know that, Lori, who has been running PR, I have worked with Lori in this sort of realm 20 plus years at this point. So there's some amazing people behind the scenes.
Lori's the best. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, so we'll give her all the love, because Lori has been loyal even to me for my whole career. So I've been always very appreciative. But go see Sketch, support Steve. We'll put this up on the shelf now. Yep. Look, this is just... My son was like, is this... I brought it out and I go, he goes, bring me the head of John the Baptist. I was like, oh no. They just kind of feel like that. Like this would be in the middle of a passion play. They're like, okay, this is not great, but...
If the movie makes money, maybe we can get a haircut.
Maybe. I don't know. Just imagine you're at Cornerstone in 19... whatever it was, and this is shooting off. Do you miss those days? Do you miss those festivals?
Those were good times.
It was so fun.
I know.
I think that's what people kind of forget, is that there was an era there that was so fun.
I keep thinking its nose is going to start bleeding or something like that. So thankfully nothing like that has happened.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Well, you never know. You never know.
Maybe just a simple poll would be good.
There you go. Well, I'll figure out a way to get it displayed. We'll get you on a bike.
Yeah.
On a bike in the background. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Steve, always a pleasure.
Likewise,
it's so great.
Logan,
It's so great.
thank you.
Go see Sketch. It's available right now in theaters, and have a blast. Take your tweens, take your teens, and have a good time.